Hi, welcome back everyone. Our today's session will be on system migration, infrastructure, deployment, and data conversion, which is 3.7. So you should be confident at the end of the session on data migration, changeover techniques, system implementation, system change procedures and the program migration process, system software implementation, certification, accreditation. So what is data migration? So, why is it required in the first place? Or what basically is it? We require data migration to happen so that data which is in one source in one particular system moves from the source system to the target system. And while it is moving from the source system to the target system, it uses different field for forms or sizes, databases, and schemas. So, the source system may be an old system and the target system may be new. So in that case, the field forms may be different in both of them. The schemas may be different. It could have a different hardware or a different operating system platforms, and it needs to be migrated. And we will have to take and ensure that when we push from this old to the new format, the meaning and integrity of the data should remain same. So one cannot become two in the new setup. It can be a British one or it could be a Roman one, but it has to be one. It cannot become two. So this could be taken up as a project within a project, and we will, need steps which will need to be followed for this data conversion. Now, what could be the steps? So the steps could be, we could be answering such questions like what will be the program conversion, whether will it be manual, whether data cleaning is required, or identifying methods to verify conversion. What are the methods to verify conversion? Then scheduling the sequence of conversion tasks, and then refining the migration scenario. We will need to have a proper, scope which needs to be there. We need to analyze, okay, these are the modules which will be affected, and this would be the data entities. So that needs to be properly scoped out. We would require a proper migration plan. So we require this so as to support the migration process and the migration infrastructure. And we'd also require a fallback plan in case things do not work out as desired and we need to fall back on the original from where we started the entire process. So there are three, not three, there are more. So there are some changeover techniques. So we, basically there are this what is mentioned here out of this three, but you could have further refining of all this. So a parallel changeover where you would actually be running the old system as well as the new system, and you would slowly change over from the old to the new. You would have a phase changeover where the entire module would be broken down into small pieces, sub modules, and initially you would actually go about with each module. The first module would be taken up, and an abrupt changeover where you would specify, okay, from this and this date, irrespective of whatever, the changeover will happen. So basically it's structured into three. System implementation. So what are the the points one needs to think about while doing a system implementation? So there has to be a proper implementation planning. I cannot just be haywire and do an implementation. I need to have a proper knowledge transfer plan. I need to understand whether people have that skill sets or not, whether I need to upgrade the people to that skill sets, whether I need to retrain people, whether I need to get people with those skill sets. So a training plan needs to be built out. So from the IS auditor's perspective, the IS auditor will check in this change management whether the changes are doing or they are being done as per the required change management, whether change control logs are present, whether timelines and cost of change requests are there to be scrutinized. There are security restrictions over production source and executable modules. Critical success factors, how it will depend on? So it will depend upon the skilled staff. It will depend upon documentation is ready at the project initiation or not. So if it is ready at the project initiation stage, it will be faster, it will be better. End user trainings are there or not? So proper time, proper content, proper connect, proper place, proper audience it needs to have. Now, when a system software implementation is being done, what does it actually mean? So it means identify the features, configuration options, and the various controls so that standard configuration is applied across the organization. So obviously at the end of it, when this is done from a compliance perspective, one needs to understand the level of compliance or certification which is there to it. So with this, we come to an end of our session of today. Thank you.